Greetings, everyone. I wish there was a happier way to say hi. I wish there was a happier occasion. But I'm reaching out to everyone I care for, everyone I know. Um, I hope you all are well. I hope you get through this well. God keep you all and your loved ones. And let me get right to it. And this is why I'm here. As you'll see in the picture, a gentleman that I follow online a lot, Brendan Burchard, is holding up a card that spells it out exactly how it is. We always decide how we choose to appear in our lives and in the lives of our loved ones and what roles we choose to play. So we have an important decision right now. This is a disaster, and it's come to our doorsteps, each and every one of our doorsteps. So we have a decision to make right now. How are we going to appear? Are we going to ride this one out on the couch and waste it on Netflix and worrying over the news? Or are we going to use this time positively and constructively to deepen connections with ourselves personally, to deepen our connections with our loved ones around us, and to choose to take the opportunity to make better? In times like this, this is one of my favorites. Tony Robbins has a great question. He says, when it hits the fan, the first question we all need to ask ourselves is, what's good about this? And yes, even in a disaster like this, we can find things that are good. There's always a silver lining. So just the low-hanging fruit. What is good about this disaster right now? Set everything panicky and chaotic aside. We have a once-in-a-lifetime, perhaps, opportunity to hit the big reset. We can stop. We can take time now to do the things that we've been wanting to do for a long time, to invest time in ourselves, spend time getting in better shape, spend time getting healthier, feeling better, and getting more spiritually connected, however it is, and whoever we appeal to in our spiritual practices. Now is the time. So what I'm doing is I'm doing what Brandon Burchard recommended. I'm choosing to appear in my life and in my family in a better way. And to do that, I've created this website, and I've posted on there all my health hacks and my secret sauces and superpowers that I've learned over the years and have used extensively in work to keep myself healthy and at peak fitness. It's not impossible. The background for this is very simple. Back in the 90s, I experienced a flu, which was the worst that I've ever been sick in my life. I almost died. It's a lot of like what people are reporting from this. I spent a month on my back, literally, 2 weeks of which, the worst, my daughter had to move in and help me because all I could do was just sit up on the edge of the bed and sip some soup or some food a couple times a day and then almost pass out from the exhaustion of it, laying back down. Never mind going to the bathroom. Those 12 or 13 steps I used to count to get to the bathroom almost killed me getting there and back. But I refused to go in a bedpan until I had to. But I learned, and what I learned was I'm never going to be this sick again. And so I started a decades-long unscrupulous pursuit in finding out solutions for the things that plague us every day and can get us if we're not careful. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to post all of my solutions. The products that I have posted here on my products page are products that I've used for years myself personally. I've vetted them through my body. I know they work. The proof is that I've never been sick since, and I'm at peak wellness. So I want to gladly share these with other people in hopes that they have as good a beneficial an outcome as they've had for me in keeping me healthy. This is also to help other people take care of theirs. I know people are looking for solutions like I did for a lot of this stuff. And so I'm taking the time to put this up there to get people some necessary resources to help other people. And also some things so you can pass the time positively and in the pursuit of what's good about this to grow from this as well. So I've got some really great things on here. My friend Jeff Cavalier at Athlean X has posted and is giving away, and I've got the link to it here. It's a 30-day at-home fitness program, 3 workouts a week, no equipment necessary. You keep yourself in great shape. And now's the time to do that, because being healthy and being in shape and exercising is an immune stimulant. So now's the time to be hygienic, clean, and healthy, like never in your lives. Now you're going to find out why that's always been the best insurance to warding off illness and disease. Not just to avoid the discomfort, but because you don't have to suffer it. There's just no reason to. Anyway, also, this is something I've always done. Was my life. Many of you know me. Many of you may not know that I was with the fire department as a paramedic for 30 years. And through most of those 30 years, in 1985, I helped found FEMA's Search and Rescue Response Team, Florida Task Force 1, where we sent 5 Spanish-speaking individuals to Mexico City for the earthquake to help the aftermath. And the idea was born from there. I helped the group when we came back to, and I became a professional disaster manager for the rest of my career after that. And when we weren't responding to disasters, I went to every capital in Central and South America, with the exception of 3 or 4. And I taught military, I taught municipal, I taught civilian and volunteer, public safety and medics and specialists, and how to respond and manage disasters intrinsic to their area and geographic and urban needs. So I've gathered a lot of experience and a lot of 500-foot back view of what happens in disasters and how to best manage outcomes, and more importantly, what doesn't work. So I'm also bringing that to bear here and trying to share as much information and best practices as I can come up with them and post them. And that's how I'm trying to be appear in my life and be a role model to my loved ones. Another way to do that is to be bigger than ourselves and think outside of ourselves, act outside of ourselves. Now's the time to get outside of ourselves as well. Not just circle the wagons and up level personally, but also express that and outwardly and communally. Even though we're distancing, we can still share the goodness and stay in touch with everyone. And our role is not necessarily physical. Believe me, it's emotional and spiritual. Also to help reestablish norms in some way possible. Even in these times, we can reestablish the new norms, as if you will. And yes, there's going to be some new norms. As recently as 9/11, we got through it, and here we are. But some things changed on the way. We lost some of ourselves, and some things will never be the same after 9/11, but yet we endure. So, and this is going to happen as well. An important observation right now is to remember, to remind yourselves that the nature of the universe is change. Even the Buddha observed that the nature of things is impermanence. Good or bad, nothing lasts. It will come and go. And this too will pass. So that's another way to always keep looking forward, is to keep looking to the positive outcome of things. It's also very important because there's a triangle, there's a hierarchy of needs in survival situations, in survival science that we know of. And it is that we have 3 basic needs. We have needs for food and shelter and hope. I personally lump water in with food because it's some kind of alimentation. Even though it's not nutrition, it's an ingestion of some sort. So you have to source that. But food and water aside, shelter aside, hope is the next big one. A lot of hope is gained in survival and disaster situations by what you do to provide these other 2. How you appear in providing your food and water needs, and how you provide your shelter needs. A lot of that and the small victories that you gain in those areas produce hope and your layer of comfort and faith that things are going to continue to keep working out for yourself. That's another way that you enhance and you build hope into your life. Now, as far as accepting change, I need to point out something here a lot of people may not know. In disaster management, we observe a phenomena after a catastrophe has occurred that we call normalcy bias. It's a known behavioral response of people probably frankly quite normal, because almost we're all of us, you know, capable of and do express normalcy bias after a disaster. And what it means quite literally is the deer in the headlights effect, where a situation turns on someone and it's so overwhelming after a point that we just can't bring ourselves to quite accept it, and we try to reason around it, and we just don't believe it's as bad as they're saying, and then it's too late, because in a disaster, if you don't get up and get out of the way quickly, you get overrun by the disaster. Just ask any deer. Dear God, I can only imagine how many populations, entire populations in history. Imagine the people in Europe when the Nazis were spreading. It kept a lot of people frozen in place because they just probably couldn't accept what was happening. It was too awful, and tried to reason around it somehow, and then it was too late. So you have to address normalcy bias. If you're still going through it, it's time to get over it, kiddo. The catastrophes come to our doorsteps, all of our doorsteps, and we have to respond. And one of the ways that you break very quickly through, and probably the best way to break through normalcy bias very quickly, is that, and it's a principle we practice in survival that says, in order to be well and to do well in survival, you have to decide to. So you have to decide that you're going to be well, and you decide to do well, and that gets you to be well and do well in the face of disasters. And of course, that breaks your normalcy bias, because you have reacted and responded accordingly, and God knows it'll save your life. So, you know, there's ways around that right now. Don't forget to check in with others. Check in with your loved ones. Check in with people that are elderly, with people that are young, people that are sick or have lifestyle habits that you know are probably not in the best of shape right now or best of health. And your neighbors. Check in, drop a note on their door, something, you know, put a note in the mailbox. Mail keeps coming, so let them know you're there, you know, help. And hopefully all of this at the end is going to bring us closer together as a community. God, I hope so, because that's a good thing. I hope so. I hope so. So let's get to work. Get on. One last thing, very important. You may have heard this. If not now, when? The best time to act is always now. It's never been more truer, folks. Here's the situation, and I'll leave you with the log jam. I have family in Switzerland. They have a lot of friends in the medical community in Italy. This is the information I'm getting from Italy. From the time that you begin to detect the first cases, it's about a 4 or 5 week process before your medical system gets overwhelmed with a tsunami of severe patients, the numbers. That's what's happening in Italy right now. They are overwhelmed. It's an awful situation. And that's what's coming to us, probably in the next couple of weeks. I hate to say it, but the worst is about to hit us. So now is the time to act. It's not going to be easier to get these products in the next couple of weeks. I already took the liberty of putting in an order a couple of weeks ago, just got it before the weekend. So these products that I put online, you're ordering them through me because I have arrangements. I've been using these products for 20 years. I know the people at the company personally, and I get great prices, which I pass right on because, like I said, I'm here just to pass this on so people can not only arm themselves and help themselves, but they can also help their loved ones, and that's a role they need to play right now, and everybody needs to play in their lives. So you're going to get the benefit of that. And so you got to get those orders in now, because every one of these people that I deal with have promised me that the orders are filled as they come in. There's no muffing with that. It's not humane to do it. So they're filling these orders in as they get them. The back orders will be filled as they get them. So we've got to get these orders in. As I compile your orders, I put in large orders to get these discounts. And so we're still not going to get some of these things that you order now for 2 weeks when you're going to really need them. So get on the ball and check in here frequently, because I'm going to keep posting updates and information. I told you that I have the 30-day workout program in here. I've also am going to post in the next day or two a full, complete Spring Forest Qigong workout. I'm a advanced practitioner and instructor of Spring Forest Qigong, It's a practice I've been doing since 2006. That it is wonderful for what we do here now. You learn to move energy in and out of your body, and it promotes healing. It does away with stress and inflammation. It boosts your immune system immensely, and it calms and fulfills contentment in the spirit. And it's a wonderfully easy exercise to learn. Second or third time you do it, you'll be running with it. It's that easy, and you get the benefits from the very first time that you do it. So get on that, and I'm going to just keep loading up good things here as I find them to help get everybody through. All right? So God bless you. God keep you all. I love you, and I miss the hell out of everyone. Stay safe. I want to buy the first round after we see you all after this, okay? Stay well, everyone, please.